I never meet people at their apartment, and this here is the exact reason why.
The road to love is exciting, funny, and sometimes can even be heartbreaking. But in the end, it'll all be worth it. Join me on my journey to love.
Hey everybody, it's LaRonda and I am back with another video, and this video is going to be a little more somber than normal. I actually just got back from a first date, and I had been chatting with the guy, I think, for a day or two. And, as you know, I'm a person that likes to meet sooner than later, just in case there's no chemistry in person. So I'd rather know that than to sit and talk and chat with them. Chat with them for a long period of time and then find out there's no chemistry. So we decided to meet up today. And of course, we met up in public. Meeting up in public is so important. And this is one of those dates which really underscores the need to always meet up in public. Now, when we were planning to go on this date, the guy had suggested that we meet maybe at some place outdoors, and then he said he had said La Placita, he had said some other place on somewhere on Calle Luisa, and I can't even remember. And these are places that are here in San Juan, very public outdoors. And then he slid in there, or my place. And of course, I'm like, no, not at your house. Obviously I'm not meeting him at his house. So he decided on this place that's in Old San Juan. I told him to send me, I'm not Old San Juan, in like Santurce or something like that. He sent me the link on Google. So I'm like, okay, cool. This looks like a decent place, whatever. So I meet him there. I get there first. He shows up, and I could almost tell, I think within about 5 minutes, that he was high. And I don't know on what, but I could tell that he was talking really slow and his eyes were kind of going like this. And, he was talking, but everything was just kind of slurred and coming out really slow. And he kept asking me the same questions over and over again. He asked me, what was I drinking? I would say at least 3 times in the first 5 or 10 minutes that we knew each other. And so I knew something was wrong. Right. And then he kept kind of looking at me and telling me that he, asking me if I wanted a kiss, or if he could kiss me. First it was, can I kiss you on the cheek? Then it was like, can I kiss you? Or I'm going to kiss you later. Or then he started asking me about going somewhere else, and one of the things, and this might seem hyperbolic or like dramatic, is like, you never go to a second location with somebody that you don't feel safe with, right? So obviously I'm not going with this guy to the beach. It's like, oh, there's a beach near my house. We can go and we can sit on the beach and watch the sunset. I'm like, nah, because I'm already feeling uncomfortable. And I told him about it. I said, I was the one that pointed out to him that he was high. And he says, I said, you're high, aren't you? And he said, yeah, a little bit, but he was more than a little bit high. And then he started telling me that if he hadn't told me, I wouldn't have known that he was high. And I'm like, dude, I was the one that pointed it out to you, And so then when he kept asking me the same questions over and over again and kept asking me a kiss, and then he sort of escalated to, are you feeling a little bit horny? And I'm like, dude, I've only known you for 20 minutes? We were supposed to meet up at probably 5:45, 5:30, 5:45. He got there about 15 minutes late. And then, I'm back home. It's already 7:30. So it's a half an hour drive into the city and all that kind of stuff. So that should tell you how long I was actually with this guy before he starts asking me, am I horny? And like, I know you like me. I know you like me. And, Stevie Wonder could see that I was uncomfortable. Like, anybody in their right mind, could see that I was uncomfortable. And if he had been in his right mind, he would have seen that also. And I also believe he wouldn't have been acting the way he was acting if he had been in his right mind. And so he's sitting there, like he goes and gets a seat on like this wall or whatever, and he wants me to come sit right next to him. And I told him no, like I'm not doing that. And he's like, "Oh, you like me, you like me," and all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, you know what? At one point I said, okay, and I have never done this before where I just get up. I told him, like, listen, I got to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. Now, I had ordered some food and drinks while he was sitting outside because he was barely coherent, and he had asked me to order the food and drinks, and I guess he went to the bathroom. I didn't even really see where he went while I was standing at the counter ordering the food and drinks. I think he went to the bathroom. And so they got us the drinks, and we had to wait for the chicken wings that I ordered. And so anyway, I went back after we went and sat down with the drinks because they told us the chicken wings were going to be a while. And so I sat down with him. I went through, endured a little bit more of his chit chatter. And then I got up and I was like, listen, I got to go to the bathroom. And he's like, you want me to wait for you right here? And I was like, yeah, wait for me right there. So I got up, I went to the bathroom, and then when I was done at the bathroom, I went to the bartender and told him, listen, I need to cancel the chicken wings, and because I'm feeling really uncomfortable with the date that I'm with, and I just need to cancel it. And he was like, well, the chicken wings are already out, they're already coming up. So I said, okay, well, I'll just pay for my stuff, and then I'm going to go. And he said, well, because the guy he already had his card on file. And so he was going to already pay for our stuff. And he said, well, the guy, his card is already here. I can put it on his card, as that's what he was going to do anyway. So I was like, okay, fine, but I as soon as those chicken wings came out, I walked out the side door. And what I kind of looked over there to make sure he wasn't seeing me as I was walking out, and he was kind of sitting over on that same wall where I left him, slumped over kind of like this, and then I start walking. I left the restaurant, walked to my car, and once I got to my car, then I start getting phone calls on my phone from WhatsApp or whatever, and I ignored them, and then I went ahead and jumped on Bumble where I met him, wrote the Bumble people, told them I had a bad experience on the date, told them exactly what happened, but they only give you a certain amount of space to tell them. But I reported him and blocked him, and then I blocked him on my phone and on WhatsApp and all of that. So I say all that to say is like, ladies, like, be careful out here. Have yourself an escape plan. If you get into an uncomfortable situation with somebody and they seem like they're maybe being a little too aggressive because, like, he was touching my leg and asking me for a hug and kiss and all this kind of stuff, and you could just tell he wasn't in his right mind. And I didn't want to wait until the end of the night and have him walking me back to my car and trying something. So I said, you know what? I'm going to let this go. I'm going to leave this man right here, and I'm going to go get in my car, and I'm leaving. And that's what I did. Don't be afraid to leave people behind. If something is not right, if it doesn't feel right, go home. And even if that means you got to leave that person there without saying goodbye to them, go home. It's better to be safe than sorry. and make sure you're paying attention to your surroundings. You know, it's very rare in my life that I have felt unsafe, but there have been a few times in my life, and this is one of those times. And I was just like, I need to be safe. I need to make sure I'm good, and I need to get myself out of this situation as soon as possible. And that's what I did. So I just wanted to share that with you. You know, I don't know what the dating sites will do about this. You know, it's basically my word, me saying what happened to him with me and him or whatever. I'm fine if they don't do, you know, I don't know what they're going to do. But if I could just say anything to people, it's just be careful out here. Because can you imagine if this had been a situation where I had agreed to meet him at his place? Or if there's a future woman that decides that she's going to meet this man at his place, what could have happened, you know, when there's no one there? And maybe he's harmless, but it's not worth it. And you really don't know what you're going to get with these people, and that's why it's important to meet in public and be in a public space, so that if you need help, you can go to any person, you know, a bartender, a restaurant, you know, a manager, a, you know, waiter, whoever, another patron, anybody. Because you don't want to be in a situation where you're in somebody's apartment and they're getting aggressive and you're in their space, don't know how to get out, none of that stuff. So I never meet people at their apartment, and this here is the exact reason why. So thank you for watching. I mean, you know, I understand this is probably a little bit of a long video or whatever, but I mean, it's really important, because I consider myself to be a really good dater and stuff, but still things happen, and you need to be prepared to handle them and to handle yourself and get yourself out of harm's way if needed. All right, so thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Happy dating, everybody. Bye-bye.